Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
Mic was
We had
turned
the mic
off.
turned off. Just realized that now when our friendly neighborhood Carl came to tell us.
Okay.
So it
So-
doesn't look like he moved the...
Or he has announced his trigger, but
Yeah.
he's searching.
He's searching.
He's
letting
just
you
allowing path to resolve. He
Yeah.
wants the ramp.
Yeah.
So this is a tell to me that he has some kind of powerful 3-mana card in his hand. He's got a Master of Ethereum. He's got something big coming down the pipeline. Or he can just install Artifact, the Darksteel.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. There we go.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And
Jade should go up in 2, which he has. He's at 20.
Yeah.
And another Signal Pest. Yep. This is the problem with these fair decks. You just got some lands and you got some collected companies and stuff in your deck. So you're gonna go to 10. He's at 10 before he's played a permanent.
Exactly.
Or a creature, I should say.
Yeah.
That's
We
a
have a
Reflector
Reflector
Mage. Not Ornithopter.
So he is going to bounce one of the Signal Pest. Yeah.
Represents the most damage right now. So
Yeah. Just that extra battle card trigger.
Master of Ethereum. Sick call.
Yeah, you nailed that right on the head.
Yep. So he's coming in. You're gonna lose a Memnite maybe. Reflector Mage is a 2/2, correct?
2-3.
He's a 2/3.
Yeah.
Okay, so he'll eat a Memnite here.
Yeah.
Eat a Memnite and take some damages.
Yeah. He'll take 3 total.
I guess he doesn't eat the Memnite. He does a trade. Because it's a 3/2. Master. It's a 1/1. Master makes it a 2/2.
Oh yeah,
and
Master
Battle
makes
Cry.
everything a little bit bigger.
So it's a 3/2.
Yeah.
So it'll be a straight trade, and I think he has to take it. Otherwise, he's taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage uncontested.
4. Yeah. Close to that. So he does have to trade something off here.
The feel bad plays, but
And it's going to be that Memnite.
as expected. Yep, they're just counting the damage. Jade has yet to play a land this turn. He just went untap attack, right? Or untap master attack?
Yep.
Okay, so. So life totals are accurate on the iPad right now.
Yep.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay, so what you guys missed while the microphone was off. This is the top 8 finals of a modern league. Right now, we have an odd number of players in the top 8. One of them could not show up. So the top seed, Cody Potter, has the bye right now. Right now, we're watching the second seed match. This is Jade and Chris. Jade's playing Affinity. I'm going to start with Chris's deck because here's where we're at. He's got, some lands. Nothing too spicy here. He's got a Gavany Township. He's got Horizon Canopy, Esturian Wildwood. Creatures, Geist, Sphinx, Noble Hierarch, Pride Mage, Reflector Mage, Resto, Goyf, Vendilion Click, Voice of Resurgence. And then he's got Collected Company, Paths, and Remands. I imagine the Remands coming out here. Also, do you see this ever spicy one of Mystic Snake in the sideboard?
Yeah.
He has a Mystic Snake in the sideboard. He's got a Gideon, Ally of Zendikar, Meddling Mage, Mystic Snake, Solid Pride Mage, Rocks Warmonk, Scooz, Spell Pierce, Stony Silence, and Worship. So if I was to say in the dark what is going to happen here, those 4 remands are coming out for sure. 100% Solid Pride Mage is coming in.
Yeah.
100% Rocks Warmonks are coming in.
And 100% the
100
Stony Silence.
Okay, 100% Stony Silence. Stony Silence and Solid Pride Mage are guaranteed coming in.
Yeah.
Some combination of Rocks Warmonk, Scavenging Ooze. At that point, could you see him putting in Spell Pierce for the Cranial Plating?
It has potential.
It could be there.
Yeah. So these players don't have access to each other's deck lists.
We have the deck list.
We have them back here with us. So they don't know what's in each other's sideboards, but I think the Spell Pierce could come in if we're taking the remands out.
Yeah. It's cheaper and it works on the thing that you want it to, which is
Exactly.
Cranial Plating.
I might even could see the Voice of Resurgence coming out, just because Jade's not going to be casting very many spells.
He's not going to be casting spells on your turn.
Mhm.
It is a chump block ×2, right?
Exactly.
So there are things there.
Yeah.
And I could even see shaving a Resto.
Mm-hmm.
A Resto.
Yeah, it's 4 mana. It's really slow.
It's hard. Now popping over to Jade's sideboard. Jade's sideboard, 2 Ancient Grudge, 2 Blood Moon, 1 Dismember, 3 Etch Champion, the Aether Grid, Grafdigger's Cage, Relic of Progenitus, Thoughtseize, Torpor Orb, Wear Tear, and Whip Flare. So out of his deck, I can see Whip Flare coming in.
Yeah.
I can see Blood Moon coming in.
Yeah, I also suspect the Wear and Tear will come in, just because Chris is playing white, so Jade will suspect there is some type of
Stony
enchantment
Silence.
hate,
Yep.
likely Stony Silence.
Yep. Furthermore,
Edge
Edge
Champion.
Champion definitely coming in.
Yeah.
I could probably see him cutting Steel Overseer for that.
Yeah.
Or some combination of like an Ornithopter and a Memnite.
I could even see him cutting the Masters.
And Stubborn Denial.
Yeah.
Or do you keep Stubborn? Do you keep Stubborn?
You want to keep the Stubborn Denial against
for
a collected
company,
Yeah, for
yeah.
collected company.
Yeah.
That's the
Nice
big
to have.
payoff.
And I could 100% see Insoul Artifacts getting cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would cut the Insoul Artifacts, at least shave it a bit,
Mhm.
because Etch Champion is going to be more impactful than that most of the time.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So Chris will go on the play here.
And it's some anti-synergy to have Insoul Artifact and bring Etch Champion. It's just couple more cards you can't even Insoul.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at the shuffles.
Yeah. All of the shuffles.
Yep, and pile shuffles are happening. Pardon me. So what are you really looking for? You're playing Bant. You're playing a slower, fair deck. The advantage you're on the play. He does have Noble Hierarchs in his deck.
Yes,
right?
he does.
Yeah, he's got.
So what I really want to see from Chris is to hit that turn 1 Noble Hierarch, and then to get into the turn 2 Rocks War Monk or Vendilion Click, something that's going to get me some advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the Rocks War Monk has a good potential to do that if Chris can get it down on turn 2. And then just accelerating into that collected company as fast as possible to start to get the 2 creatures for 1 spell.
I want a Dork, a beefy 3-drop, a Coco.
Yeah.
And that's really how I'm going to win.
Exactly.
Because although you have these nice disruptive cards, Kasali Primage being one of them, Stony Silence being disruptive as well, you're not going to win with disruption. It's disruptive. It's not game breaking. So he definitely needs to get the beats on.
Yeah. The other thing too is I want to try and hit that Kasali Primage early and fast. So.
Yeah. But Kasali Primage does not fit into the awesome nut draw of skipping to a 3, but you could easily see like a Dork turn to a land, a Kasali Primage beat for 3 with the Noble Hierarch, and then do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Inkmoth Nexus.
Even just to hold up, to blow up like an Inkmoth Nexus or whatever to prevent from poison.
Yep. Or kill the thing that he puts the cranial plating on or whatever. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. Vault Scourge, so Jade's going to go to 18 here.
Mm-hmm.
And if he doesn't have another free artifact, we're not going to be seeing any Mox Opal this turn.
So Chris being smart with his life total, holding off on the...
Let's go in Stony Silence.
Yeah, and that's going to really slow Jade down here with that Mox Opal.
Well, it's going to keep him at parity.
Yeah. It's going to force him to play a little bit of Fair Magic.
Yep, so we're looking 19 all after this attack.
Yeah, even up those life totals.
If Jade doesn't have a land drop, we could see him having some troubles here.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the things of Infinity. Oh, I thought I saw a land. Nope.
Nope.
If he does have a land, he's at least concealing it for the time being. Misty. What's this? Goyf.
Goyf.
It's a 0/1 with a fetch line in play.
It's a teeny tiny Goyf.
Yep.
Get the little Goyf counter down there in the corner for you guys to help keep track of that.
Lower right, 0/1.
Yep.
He's gonna crack in. Battle try trigger.
Jade's going to gain 2.
Jade's gain 2. Chris is 217. All things considered, this is still looking pretty good for Jade.
That Tarmogoyf's going to get a little bit bigger here from that land. It's going to go up to a 1/2.
Yeah, but as soon as he drops down some kind of artifact creature, all of a sudden that Goyf's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Which,
jump up to
realistically speaking, his deck doesn't have much to do it. Half exiles, so it'll be +1/+1. The only way those artifact creatures are going in there is in combat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's going to be tricky for Chris.
Yeah.
So.
Plus, so much evasion, right?
Yeah.
And even if he goes on the heavy life game plan, which he may have, there is an Inkmoth Nexus already in play. But crashing down with the Goyf, 1/2. may as well swing at this point, right?
Yeah.
You can't block, so go in.
Yeah, there's no harm in swinging in for 3 points of damage when you're giving them.
Yeah.
So, it looks like Chris is potentially holding up a collected company here.
He does. He's at least representing it.
Yeah.
Which I can't see his deck doing if he's not. See, this is a risky Inkmoth Nexus attack into Collected Company, which is immediately tap out for Collected Company. Because a Restoration Angel here is insane.
The Restoration Angel doesn't help too much.
Yeah. Could be a click, right?
Yeah. Vanilla click would be good here. So
he's also representing Restoration Angel.
Yeah. So we found Reflector Mage and Noble Hierarch.
That's pretty good.
So I guess the Reflector Mage makes the Blink Moth bounce to avoid 2 poison, or do we bounce the Vault Scourge?
Yeah. If you bounce Inkmoth Nexus, it does stop them from being able to play Inkmoth Nexus, right?
Yeah.
Or does it say creatures with that name can't be played until the beginning of the next turn? If it's
there you go.
Target creature. That creature's owner can't cast spells. Okay, so you could just lay down the Inkmoth Nexus again. Except Jade already plays land this turn. So that's fine. How are we keeping track of poison here? Do we have a poison counter?
That's what I'm attempting to do in his name.
Oh, okay, yeah. Put the banners up.
We were too busy trying to get decks up. We will put the banners up shortly after.
Yeah, in between rounds.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're coming back in. So Goyf is now 2/3.
Yeah. We
got land. So it looks like he cashed in the Horizon Canopy for a card as well, which I agree with that line.
Yeah.
Now you have 4 mana, you can still cast Collected Company.
Jade should be at 17, and it should be 17 all. Should it not be?
I think that's accurate.
Oh, and Chris used the life for the Rising Canopy last turn to tap it for mana, but had the Kitchen Finks. So life total should be 16, 17. Yeah. And we got a Blink Moth coming in again. Chris is going to go up to 4 poison.
This is not looking good for Affinity. He doesn't have colored mana. He's got spells that cost colored mana.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, hitting that Opal actually made a significant difference this game.
Exactly. So we got the Kitchen Finks, and there we go. Jade's going to concede this one.
Yep.
So Chris is going to even this one up, and we go to game 3.
Going into game 3, Affinity on the play. A little bit more hate to fight through, but can you see any play, draw, sideboard distinctions for these decks? Looking at Chris's deck, I just can't imagine the game plan changes. You're not bringing in this Worship.
No. Interesting how Chris doesn't have Malira in his sideboard. I would be playing it just for the little the interaction between Kitchen Finks and Malira. It's just a free blocker every single turn.
It is good. That might just be too Timmy. And then over here, I can see for play draw things. If you're on the play, Thoughtseize maybe, but I don't think this is a deck you really need Thoughtseize against.
No.
Blood Moon on the play is much better.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, ramp Blood Moon, go. They have like they just have a dual land. He has a mountain on turn 2. But I just love Blood Moon. I love Blood Mooning people. Is it not dirty? Shuffles.
Is it 1-1 or 2-0?
It's 1-1 now. Chris just tied it up with a sweet game.
Doug, Chris is not playing the combo version.
Nope.
There is no retreat. So while we're between games, we can actually go take a look at the deck lists.
Hi, Dougals!
And we will take a look at Jade's deck list. And there you have it there. Just gonna wait for the door to close so we can talk about the deck list without the players hearing. So just quickly to go over it again: 2 Ancient Grudge, 2 Blood Moon, 1 Dismember, 3 Edge Champion, 1 Gearport Aether Grid, 1 Grafdigger's Cage, 1 Relic of Progenitus, 1 Thoughtseize, 1 Torpor Orb, 1 Wear and Tear, 1 Whip Flare, and then we can come down.
We didn't talk
to-
about it, but the relic actually has lines in this deck.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
got
shrink the
potential.
Goyf.
Yeah.
Shrinking the Goyf mid-combat kind of thing.
And then here's Chris's deck for you, Doug. So Chris is on 1 Gideon, 2 Meddling Mage, 1 Mystic Snake, 1 Kasali Pride Mage, 2 Rocks Warmonk, 2 Scavenging Ooze, 2 Spell Pierce, 2 Stony Silence, and 2 Worship. And you'll notice that there's no Knight of the Reliquary, Retreat to Coral Helm in there to be able to combo off. So let's take a look at that for a couple more seconds, and then we'll head back down to the main match. There we go. So players have drawn their opening hands.
They're drawn, they're keeping Jade, Ink Moth into yep. Signal Pest only. Turn 1 Signal Pest. Okay, we got a Windswept Heath. Is he going in? He's cracking main phase. Does he have a Hierarch?
He might. If he's going Forest, it's probably going to be Hierarch here.
Yeah. There's no main phase crack with those for one drop. There's no reason.
Hey Doug, if you have your deck list in a link, you could upload it to the chat so people can see it and compare it to Chris's deck list.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. I'm sure people would enjoy that. Because I know that you're down in Toronto right now playing that while you're at school.
Ravager off the Glimmer Void, turn 2. No attack, obviously.
Yeah.
No reason.
Maybe we want to trigger raid for something, but probably not. Not in this deck. There you go. So there's a Flooded Strand. I wonder if we're going to see Chris go get a basic Plains or if he's going to go get a Hollow Fountain. And he's going to get the Hollow
No
Fountain.
choice. You gotta get the duel.
Yeah.
I guess you're saying that with the Hierarch there's
Yeah.
options, but
I was just wondering if you're trying to play around Blood Moon possibly. So,
yeah. Sometimes you just gotta play it the way it is. I also don't know all the cards in his hand.
yeah.
Geist. It's good.
Yeah, turn 2 Geist is pretty good. That's what we were talking about, that getting into that solid 2-drop. And then
That
from there...
accelerated 2-drop.
yeah.
That's the kind of game you want to play with Coco to win. That's, you to beat this deck, yeah.
Especially on the draw.
Plus, the advantage that the Collected Company deck has is I think its average hand is better than the average Affinity hand. But Affinity's nut hands are just so ridiculous.
Yeah. There's just so much that can go on. So Jade right now is thinking about the math behind Stubborn Denial and most probably going to be the Arcbound Ravager and what he can do with that. He can activate the Ink Moth and get in for 2 poison here, which seems pretty good.
2 poison versus 6 damage is still not a worthwhile trade.
Yeah.
I think you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He has a Stubborn Dial in his hand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh. We're going to put another Ravager in here.
Mm-hmm.
I just figured out how I'm going to deal with poison counters on here. Good stuff. Something I've been trying to figure out is how I can represent poison counters. I'll probably just do something similar to the Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, you just
Just
make
have a poison counter and
yeah,
have the
you
numbers.
just add a layer.
Yeah,
It's easy.
exactly.
Yeah. So Jade's thinking of this attack. Yep, it looks like he's going for what you said.
Mm-hmm. He's going to come in with a Ravager too, which is going to make it a little bit bigger.
Presently it's 2-2. Or 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1, 2 from the Ink Moth.
Chris will go up to 2 poison, take 2 regular damage, and slowly ticking away here.
Yep. Plus now, if he runs the Geist in, he can sack the other Ravager, modular the counter, and
Yeah.
have a 3/3 blocker,
Yeah.
which is just a trade. to Beast. However, that trade does turn the Signal Pest into a 3/4
Yeah.
with can't be blocked by flyers, except by flyers.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if I was in Jade's spot, I would do it.
The only thing I'd be worried about here is Path, but it looks like he's just going to take the 7 and go down to 13.
Yeah. So I mean, at what stage would you path in that line? Do you path with the modular trigger? Because if you path on the first, like the Arcbound Ravager sacks modular trigger onto the original Arcbound,
Yeah.
then you path it, and then he only puts one counter on the Signal Pest. Is that the stage at which you
I
do
think
it?
so, yeah.
Or he just didn't even do it. So
Yeah.
I think path is too much of a blowout there. You're missing like 2 of your Arcbound Ravager counters by doing so.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not worth it. You're risking too much. Sometimes Affinity needs to just push in and say, all in on this plan, but right now you didn't need to.
Yeah.
That's an Insoul artifact?
Yeah. That Inkmoth is going to kill Chris this turn.
What? How do you figure? Oh, because of
He
Ravagers.
can sack the Ravagers to it.
Okay, yep.
So that's,
And, yeah, that's dead.
7,
GG's.
8
Yep.
GG's. Okay, so Jade's going to get game number 2 with Infect, or poison damage, I should say.
Yep. He killed with poison damage. Right out of nowhere. Activate. Soul artifact. Bam.
There we go.
Yep. So we'll be back for the next round, because we don't really have any other show matches
It's
here.
best of 5.
Oh, it's best of 5.
Yeah, so
oh,
it's
cool.
going game 4. We'll see if Chris can get a game 5 in here too.
So it's 2-1 right now, yeah?
It's 2-1. Yep.
2-1 for Jade. So
Yep.
Chris needs to win 2 before Jade wins 1. Wow. Best of 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's spicy.
Yeah. That noise you guys hear in the background, that is the
Coffee pot.
coffee
brewing.
percolating.
Oh, my apologies.
It's almost done. Not quite though, almost. And while these guys are sideboarding, we'll just take a quick jump back over to the deck list so you guys can see them. So there's
Yeah.
Chris's there.
All the sideboards here
Yeah,
is just really posturing and versus the play versus the draw
yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
So
So that's Chris's. The big one that he hit in game 2, that would be huge for him to hit in game 4, would be that Stony Silence again.
the Stony was good.
Yeah, it was good. It really slowed Jade down and tempoed
Yeah.
him out.
And as you can see, that whole game,
Yeah.
game that just got won was on the back of Arcbound Ravager
Exactly.
activated abilities.
Yeah. So, and then obviously the Insoul artifact that we suspected Jade could bring out, but he left in and got paid off for it.
I
So-
wasn't saying take it out 100%.
Yeah.
I was saying shave it.
Yeah, exactly. You can cut down a couple copies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you're not dealing with the giant creatures, you don't need it necessarily.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Okay. Okay. Carl, I think the coffee is done. There we go. So they're just finishing up their sideboarding and shuffling. And we'll be underway here shortly.
Okay. Got some shuffling. It looks like Chris has a bit of a tight back as he's stretching his back.
The oldest man in our top 8.
He's the oldest man. He's the oldest man in any top 8.
We'll look like done.
It's almost done.
Okay. Did Jade take a mulligan? I wasn't paying 100% of attention. I think Jade's on a mulligan.
They're probably both still trying to draw their 6. I think Jade was doing some sideboarding between games.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he's finishing up doing. Because Chris's deck is still sitting out there waiting to be cut.
Yeah. I always hate that when I present my deck and then my opponent shuffles for another minute. I kind of just want to like
Pick your deck up
pick
and
my
shuffle
deck
it
up and
some more.
if we're shuffle, like at least give me something to do. I'm not just sitting here. But
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys know Jade. He's master of the mind games.
Oh, yeah.
He will play all the mind games possible with you.
He'll go to the casino and play poker and just mess with the old guys.
Yep.
Yeah. So Chris has Reflector Mage in hand, so that could be really good here if he can pair it with some other fast tempo stuff. Jade's got a couple Ink Moth X's and a Blink Moth as well, and
And a
I believe
Cranial.
a Cranial and in Soul Artifact.
Mm-hmm.
So Jade has the potential to do a lot if he has the Mox Opals or the Springleaf Drums to accelerate his hand.
Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot see all the cards in his hand. So
I just know that there's an Soul Artifact and a couple Ink Moths because of the purple tinge that the Ink Moths have. The Soul Artifact has obviously the scissors.
yeah, and I could spot a Cranial Blade across the room. Were you around for old Mirrodin, or did you
Nope.
start after the fact?
Oh no, I didn't start until Dragon's Maze.
Dragon's Maze. That's
Yep.
where you started. Wow,
Yeah,
that
it was
makes me
rough.
feel really old.
My first event was a midnight release draft
Of
of
Dragon's Maze.
Dragon's Maze, Gate
Why?
Crash, and Return to Ravnica.
So Guild Gates.
Yeah,
is what
I
you're
had
telling me.
no idea what was going on. Round one, I sat down across from Brad Valila,
Yep.
and he proceeded to crush me.
Mhm.
So I had no idea what was going on in the format.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. I didn't really realize how long you've been playing Magic till you start thinking about it.
so I've only been playing for 2.5 years now.
Mm.
In May, it'll be the start of my 3rd year,
Is
and
Chris going to 5?
he is.
So he must have had a bad 6.
So,
Yep.
gonna
Onslaught
keep-
was a long time ago.
Scry.
Oh yeah, the Scry rule. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Vancouver Scry rule. So we got a Ghost Quarter.
Turn 1, Ghost Quarter.
Good morning. Good evening here from Canada, Mr. Acid Jack 303.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, we're glad that you've come to join us.
Look
and
at this
watch.
turn 1. Land, Memnite, Mox Opal, and Soul Artifact. He has an indestructible 5/5.
Yep. Is he gonna do it again?
Oh, okay.
Plating. That could have been real good.
Boom. Take 6, Mr. Colorless Land. I think this. I mean, I'd hate to count anybody out because you know there was Path. Oh, look at that! Double Colorless Land. That we're done here. I could just go take a walk. I'll go for a cigarette
Yeah.
because we're done here. Oh, boop, boop. What, you got dismember? You can dismember one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 and 5 is 12. Chris is at 2. If I counted that right.
I think it's 3.
Okay.
I think he's a 3.
I was close.
Got land dead. Crack.
Oh, I'm at 1. You're at 2.
He's a 2.
Let's see.
What's
Forest.
Forest.
What can I play for Forest?
You
Colorless,
play,
colorless.
Okay, here's what you do. You play a Black Lotus, and then
Noble
play,
Hierarch.
You play Fracturing Gust.
Hmm.
If you play Black Lotus, Fracturing Gust, you're in a good spot.
Yeah.
What, I think you gain like 10 life or something. Torpor Orb.
Corporal Orb.
Oh. Okay, yeah, he's
Yeah.
just doing troll moves. So.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
There we go. That was as quick as could be. And then Jade points out the path to exile that he has in his hand. Yeah. That
There
would
we
have.
go. Yep.
Okay, we'll be back for the next round. That was a really quick game 4.
Revolver from Post Pro Tour Eldrazophobia. Interesting. So that is the end of our quarterfinals. We will have updates for you guys and go over the top 8, which you